ये फैन बंद कर दो.
Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः. स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओमिति एतत् अक्षरं सर्वम् इदं सर्वं तस्य उपव्याख्यानं भूतं भवत् भविष्यदिति सर्व ओंकार एव. यच्च अन्यत् त्रिकालातीतं तत् अपि ओंकार एव. In the first mantra of our Mandukyopanishad, we have taken up wherein Om is the abhidhana, the indicator, the name, and the whole world, which includes us also, is abhideya. So, world is rupa in simple words, and abhidhana is the nama, the name. So, what is the total world? Total world is nama rupatmak. And both of them, whether you take the rupa, the form, the objective world, or the subjective one who is giving the name to the things, both of them are only Omkara Matra. Therefore, the division between the knower and the known is an illusion. This is what we have to understand. Therefore, tasya upavyakhyanam. Therefore, we are going to now exhaustively deal with what is the meaning of Om. Upavyakhyanam, so that we are able to cognize this experience that the knower and the known, although may appear to be different, but they are never different. They are one and the same. Upavyakhyanam. And further, Bhutam Bhavat Bhavishyaditi Sarva Omkara Eva. It is not that today Paramatma is there, yesterday. There is no concept of time in the absolute. Therefore, Bhuta Bhavat Bhavishyat, present, past, future, everything is but the truth. Yaccha Anya Trikalatitam, and that which is beyond the scope of the time, etc., that also is Omkara. This is what we have seen in our yesterday's talk. Thereafter we came to the second mantra. Sarvam hi etad brahma ayam atma brahma soyam atma chatushpad. So when we are talking about everything is Omkara and everything is Brahman, therefore Brahman is Omkara. And this Omkara is Ayam Atma Brahma. So we are not talking about Brahman as an object of knowledge or something which we have to come to seek in life. No. It is our essential nature. That which is discovered is always existing. It is not created. Like, this shawl. It is, suppose, covering some object. And I am searching where it has gone, where it has gone. And then I remove the cover, it is discovered. That means it is already existing. Therefore, never seek the truth, but discover the truth. See, friends. Therefore, Sarvami etad Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, this is the Mahavakya, and Soyam Atma Chatushpad. Now, this Atma is Chatushpad, is having four expressions. Now, which are those four expressions? I am going this thing, we have already done it. Now, third mantra. Jagarita sthano bhishpradnyaha saptangaha ekonavimshati mukhaha sthula bhuk vaishvanaraha prathama padaha. Now, here we go with the Shankara's commentary. Jagaritam sthanam asya iti jagarite sthanaha. The one who is available in the waking experience is called as Jagarita Sthana. Like we say, Mumbaikar. Mumbaikar means it is not an object. It is a person who is buried in the Mumbai. First it was called as Bombay. Bred, born, buried in Bombay. They are called as really Bombites. So, Jagrita Sthana, he who is available in the waking state is Jagrita Sthana. Therefore, Jagrita Sthana is not a place, it's a person we are talking about. Jagritam Sthanam Asyeti Saha Jagrita Sthana. Then he is Bahishpradnyaha. See, Bahishpradnya means, what is that? The Swatma Vetirikte Vishaya Pradnya Yasya. He whose attention is in an objective way. He is not focusing attention on himself, Bahishpradnya, because he is sitting in his sense organs. In Kathopanishad, a mantra comes, Paranchi khani vetruna swayambhu tasmat paran pashyati nantaratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanamaikshat avrutta chakshuhu amrutatvam. Paranchi khani vetruna swayambhu. God has created. Khani means indriyani. Paran anchati. They are extrovert. This is the manufacturer's defect. Whenever we are sitting in our sense organs, we cannot be but extrovert. See? So when I am sitting in the eyes, where will I go? I cannot look inside, I will be looking outside. And therefore, Bahishpradnyaha, Swatma Vetirikte Vishaya Pradnya Yasya. He is all the time extrovert. And therefore, for him, the world is so real. See, friends, the here off the track, but important for us from sadhana point of view. See, these things which I am telling you, which are beyond this bhashya, so that we can apply in our life. Because you people in our Prempuri are sufficiently saturated with the knowledge. See, that is not required. Now, what is required is application. How do we apply in our life? So, Bahishpradnya Swatma Vetirikte Vishaya Pradnya Yasya. Now see, when I am sitting in my eyes, so I will naturally be looking for colors and forms. And then we get influenced by the varieties. And when we get influenced by the varieties, we are running away from our own self. Now the next step. If we are giving zero value or importance to the varieties that are available in the same example, colors and forms. So whatever may be the color, whatever may be the form, or whatever may be the gandha, sugandha or durgandha, whatever may be the word, Ram Nama or an abuse. If we are able to remain indifferent to them, what will happen? We have migrated from the objective world to the source of that knowledge. See, friends, we cannot do anything to this world. What we can do is come back to the source. And then we come to know, when I close my eyes, colors and forms have no existence. They cannot trouble me. So, close the eyes? No. Keep the eyes open. But know for certain that there is no logic, there is no reason behind, I like this color, I don't like this color. I like this taste, I don't like this taste. I like this smell, I don't like that smell. It has no value. If we are able to withdraw from the objective world, come to the sense organs, then we will be naturally not bahishpradnya. We will not be extrovert. We will be able to come back to the source of the knowledge. In this example, the sense organs. See, how important it is. Then we have understood this and we are practicing knowledge. Bahishpradnya swatma vyatirikte vishaya pradnya yasya sa bahishpradnya bahihi vishaye eva pradnya avidyakrita avabhasate ityartha. Now why he is extrovert? Because bahir vishaya eva pradnya avidyakrita. Avidyakrita is we have given unnecessarily importance to. Now here the word avidya is also very important. Avidya, ajnanam, ignorance. This is many of us mistake. Avidya, ignorance, etc. is not the absence of knowledge. See, whenever knowledge is specific, it is incomplete. Like, the tanmatra of the, let us take the space. Tanmatra is Shabda. See, it is only the sound, Shabda. It is not the Ramanam or an abuse. See, friends. And therefore, avidyakrita, we have given value to some words and that becomes our station. More and more we understand is that let us give minimum value importance to the varieties. And when the varieties do not trouble us, we have slowly migrated to our sense organs. We have come back. And therefore, avidyakrita avabhasate. But we are so much carried away by the specialities. Now what is the logic? Red color is better than the blue color. No logic. But we get lost in that. See? Therefore, tatha, this is how is our personality. We are lost in the objective world because we have given importance without any logic. Avidyakritattvat. Now, tatha, saptangani yasya. So, saptanga, seven the limbs. Now, here is a very subtle point. Which are the seven limbs of this, the Onkara or the Vaishpradnya? तस्य हवा एतस्य आत्मनः वैश्वानरस्य मूर्धा एव सुतेजाश्चक्षुर विश्वरूपः प्राण पृथक पृथक वर्त्मात्मा संदेहो बहुलहो वस्तिरेव रयि पृथिवी एव पादव इति छांदोग्योपनिषद it comes. Now this first pad, first aspect of this Om Akara is what? Vaishvanara is the Dyulok, the totality. And then the Dyulok is the head, the eyes are the sun, the air is the prana, the life, and the space is the center point, and waters are the food and the prithvi, etc. So what we are taking? We are talking about the total Virata Purusha. So of the Onkara, Uma, is indicating, first it was said, Bahishpradnyaha. So, was referring to the individual. The one who is expressing through the individuality, coming in contact with the world through the sense organs, becomes extrovert. This is the meaning of Second meaning of is, it is the same Paramatma which is supporting the total Virat Purusha. Now here there is a lot of discussion. You started with this akara with reference to the Chatushpad. This we understand, Baish Pradnya Vekar. Now why did you bring this Virat Purusha? Because, be very attentive, because Vedanta and the Sankhya Shastra, what is the basic difference? Sankhya Shastra talks about there is one soul, one jiva per body. Vedanta Shastra says no, there is one reality expressing through all the bodies as jiva. 13th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna distinctly tells, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. And therefore, the totality and the individuality, the Virata Purusha and the individual, they are one and the same. Now work on this. See? Total space, individual space. They are not separate. Total air, individual air. They are not separate. Total fire, individual fire. They are not separate. See? That means if you take, we don't want to continue with the external air, so close your nose. You cannot survive. Therefore, totality and individuality, they are one and the same. There is no difference. And therefore, one Paramatma alone with the upadhi of only the Satta becomes the objective world, and the same Paramatma with the upadhi of the Panchakoshas is called as the Jiva. Like the same person is the husband, the same person is the father, the same person is the son. In the same manner, one Brahman, one reality, Ekameva Advitiya, when we talk about totality and individuality. See, like take an example, Prime Minister of India. He is representing India. He is a total jiva of India. But first of all, he has to be the citizen of India. Then only he can be. So one citizen alone can become the total. Because now he is wielding the complete power in his hand. Exactly the same way. One reality with reference to the limitation of the Panchakoshas is called as the Jiva, here Bahishpradnya Vaishvanaraha. Therefore, Vaishvanara is the totality and individuality is the Vishwa. Now, why is called as Vaishvanara? It is said, Tatha Ekon Vinshati Mukhaha. So, Ekon Vinshati Asya Mukha Buddhi Indriyani Karmendriyani Cha Dasha Vayavasya Pranadaya Pancha Manaha Buddhi Ahankara Chittamiti Mukhani Iva Mukhani Tani Upalabdhis Dvarani Ityartha. Well, there are 19 mouths by which he is functioning in this world. Which are those 19 mouths? 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, Pancha Pranas, 15. Manabuddhi Chitta Ahankar, Antakaran Chatushtaya, that becomes the 19. So through these 19 channels, he is coming in contact with the world. Therefore, Ekon Vinchati Mukhaha Upalabdhi Dvarani. So evam Vishtaha, evam Vishishtaha Vaishvanaraha. Yatokte Dvarahi Shabdadi Sthul Vishayan Bhunkte iti Stulabuk. And this Vaishvanara is through these various faculties, sense organs, he is experiencing and enjoying this objective world. Now be attentive. A person who is deaf, for him, the world of sound doesn't exist. See, a person who is blind, for him, the world of colors and forms doesn't exist. And what is the world? Nama Rupatmak. So where are all the colors and forms? They are in the vision. So vision is the cause and colors and forms are the effects. Cause is non-specific and the effects are specific. See, man is non-specific, sun is specific. In this manner, he is the one through these 19 gateways comes into contact with the world, and sthuladin vishayan bhunkte iti sthula bhuk. And therefore, he comes in contact with the gross world and he thus enjoys the gross world. Now, Vishvesham Naranam Anekadha Nayana Dwaraihi Vaishwanaraha. Now, why is called a Vaishwanara? Because he alone is taking one from one life to another life. See, Vaishwanaraha, Vishvesham Naranam Anekadha Nayanad Vaishwanaraha. Therefore, it is this Jagrat Purush only. He will be going from one life to another life to third life in this manner. He is called Vaishwanara, or Yadva Vishwascha Asau Narascha iti Vaishwanara. He alone is expressing in the total creation as Nara, the beings. Therefore, he is called as the Vaishwanara. Like the man is called as husband because of the conditioning, in the same manner, Brahman is called as the Vaishwanara or Vishwanara or the Vishwa because of the conditioning of the individuality or the totality. So totality is the Virata Purusha and individuality is somebody. So these two cannot remain independent. Very important to understand this. Our individuality has no value, no place. See, we cannot remain independent of totality. This is how one is slowly able to merge with the totality. Is for this purpose it is mentioned here. Sarva Pindatma Anyatvasa Prathama Padaha. And therefore, this is the first Prathama Pada, the first step or first leg of this Brahman, wherein he is expressing as a waker in the waking world, as the both the waker as well as the waking world. Katham ayam atma brahmeti pratyagatmanasya chatushpatme prakrute dyolokadina murdhani angatvamiti. Now the same thing which I already told you. When we are talking about a chatushpat ayam atma brahma, then how you are bringing the totality and all that. So here Bhagwan Shankaracharya very clearly brings it here. Naisha dosha sarvasya prapanchasya sadhi devakasya anena atmana chatushpatvam vivakshitvatvat evam cha sati sarva prapancha upashame advaita siddhi. So we are here trying to establish the non-dual absolute being. See, friends, it doesn't require any great intelligence to see the differences. See, I was talking in a school to the children. And then, now want to talk to the kids. No question of talking very big things. So I asked him. I said, hey, let us play some game. So they were very happy. Then I asked, now I will ask only that student should speak. Others should simply keep quiet. Raise your hand when you want to reply. So I asked, what are the differences in all of us? All the hands went up. The one, you tell. Some are girls, some are boys. Very good differences. Now you tell. Some are tall, some are short. Very good differences. You tell. Some are dark, some are white. Very good differences. So there was no end to tell the differences. I said, now enough. Now tell. What is the common factor in all of us? Raise your hands. Everybody quiet. Come on, tell somebody. There was one student, totally indifferent. And he was not even looking at me or... So I said, hey, you tell. What is the common factor in all of us? He said, we are all suffering because of you. See how beautiful it is? To talk of differences, to support the differences, to establish the differences is not a great thing. To discover a common factor, you require grey matter. See? One of my friend from US, he told me, Swamiji, you came here, but I am going to India. I said, go enjoy. And after 2 months or 1 month, he came back. Again, he met me. Swamiji, I have come back from India. I said, very good. Now tell me, how do you like? He said, it's most wonderful. India is not a place, it is people. It's so beautiful. I really like. But only one thing I was disappointed. What is that? I have not seen any Indian there. Why? There are Bengalis, there are Marathi, there are Gujarati, there are Tamilians, no Indian. We are all talking of only differences. And it is because of this samsara continues. Therefore, here, what is important is that सर्वस्य प्रपंचस्य साधि दैविकस्य अनेन आत्मना चतुष्पात्वस्य विवक्षित्वात् एवं च सति सर्व प्रपंच उपशमे अद्वैत सिद्धि. Unless we are able to discard the duality and otherness, we cannot establish the non-dual absolute truth. See, friends, you take karma, you take upasana, you take yoga, they all talk about one soul per body. See? And then you must have seen, we just went to ISKCON. This is Gita as it is. There is one picture there. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuyati. Then there is a picture there. Some child is born and slowly the child is growing and he becomes old and he dies and then he again is born in another body. That is not the meaning. See, friends, we don't die. This is what Advaita tells us. Death is the height of foolishness. See? But right from childhood, this is so much ठोक ठोक के बताया है. Papo ham, papo karma ham. Look, these panditas. They don't tell you are divine. No, you are papi. Therefore, papaha, papo, papaha. They call the father as papa. See? Children are the papa of the father. Papa. See, friends. The more we focus attention on this thing, see, this yesterday also I gave you example, this simple thing. Now, before coming here, I was in the ISKCON temple. Before going to ISKCON temple, I was in our Prempuri gate. Before that, I was in your Mahim. So when I left Mahim, Mahim did for me. See? Then I came to the gate and left it. Gate is dead for me. Went to the ISKCON temple and left it. ISKCON temple did for me. Now I am here. Now I will leave after an hour. This place is dead for me. I continue to be. But our attention is on the conditionings. See, focus attention on your own being. Is it not the childhood body died? Where did we die? The teenage body died. The middle-aged body died. We all must be expert by now. In what? In dying. कई बार मर चुके हैं. See, friends. And that day also we die every time, Morning you don't get a cup of tea, mar gaye. If you get little more sugar in the tea, mar gaye. So we are expert in dying, Start, learn how to live, not die. It is for this purpose, Vedanta Shastra is there. See, friends. Sarva prapancha upashame advaita siddhi. Unless we rise above this, therefore we told you, our satsanga is like a gym. In gym, only those people go who are healthy and who want to maintain their health. See? The more we become aware of this, the more we will focus on this truth. Sarvabhutastha atma ekaha drishtaha syad sarvabhutani chatmani. In Ishavasyopanishad it comes. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmannevanupashyati sarvabhutastam atmanam na tato vijugupsate. He who is able to discover oneness, he can never have hatred for anybody. Sarva bhutani atmani and sarva bhutastam atmanam. See how simple it is. And therefore, this is what we have to ultimately establish. And it is for this purpose we are studying Upanishad. Iti shrutyartham upasamhrityeshava syad. Anyatha swadeha parichinna eva pratyagatma sankhyaadibihi drishtaha. Otherwise, Sankhya, Yoga, they always talk about there is one Atma per body. See? Then what is that Atma? CH Atma. Chota Atma. You are a Mahatma, yaar, not Chota Atma. See? Therefore, अन्यथा स्वदेह परिच्छिन्न एव प्रत्यगात्मा सांख्यादिभिः दृष्टः स्यात् तथा च सत्यम अद्वैतम श्रुति कृतो विशेषो न स्यात्. If this is what the Upanishad has to establish, that there is one soul per body, there is no need to have Upanishad. No need. See, Karma Kanda already tells you that you are one per body. No. And once you take this stand in your life, then you will see the whole approach to life changes. See, I'll give you one small homework. Take a bucket and keep a light on, and you see the reflection in the bucket of that light. And then take a sieve, chai ki channi, and try to take out the reflection out of the bucket. Can you take it out? Okay. Now move that waters. You will be seeing the reflection also. Is the reflection moving? No. Why? It doesn't exist. So when the waters are moving, the reflection is not moving. You cannot fish it out. And the bulb whose reflection is in the water, that bulb is also not moving. Then everything is seen, but nothing is happening. In the same manner, in the bucket of the body are the waters of the mind, and in which the man is reflected as a husband. And now, who is this husband? Husband is reflection of a man in the bucket of the waters, in the mind. See? So, nothing happens to the husband. When the mind is disturbed, nothing happens. See? So, neither anything happens to husband, nor anything happens to the man. Then what is happening? Everything is appearing, but nothing is happening. Like one boy asked me this question. You go on giving talks throughout the world here and there, people don't change. Don't you feel bad about it? I said, I am not mad. See, this is also a great illusion going on. Somebody is talking as if others are listening. See, friends, it is for this purpose we have to get rid of this notion that I am someone other than others in the body. No. See, Ityesha sarvopanishadam sarvatmaikya pratipadakatvam. Therefore, the essence of all the Upanishad is come to discover this ekameva dvitiya neha nanasti kinchana. Ato yuktam evasya adhyatmikasya pindatmana dyudlokangatvena viradatmana ekatvena abhipretya sabdanga vachanam. Therefore, when we have explained that the sun and the moon are the eyes and everything, it is because we have to establish that the totality and individuality are not two. Individuality is definitely influenced by the totality. See, now take an example to understand this. You are born and brought up in Gujarat. Therefore, you talk Gujarati. Indian Gujarati. Now, what is the Indian Gujarati? Gross body. Now, the same Gujaratis who are born and brought up in other country, they don't see gross body. Now, why they are telling like that? Because totality has the influence on the individuality. You go to UP, each station, each start, each smile, because there everybody talks like that. And in the same manner, now the total climate change is coming. Everybody's influence. So whatever is happening in this world, it is not happening to somebody, but it is a total impact. And therefore, if we come to discover this totality as our essential nature, then like our hand is not a burden to me, like my head is not a burden to me on my shoulder. But if I can keep a purse, then it is a burden. In the same manner, if we come to discover this, then we will not take the life as a burden. Then we'll play the game of life, Karnataka. This is the impact of this knowledge. Otherwise, we become so extrovert and all the time frustrated. Swamiji, what is going to happen to this world? I don't know. Pata nahi. No, don't you think the world is becoming very bad? I said, I don't think. If I have to think, I'll think about God. Why should I think about it? Relax. This knowledge alone can give us the cheerful disposition in our life. See, after this was said, what we have ultimately established, evam cha sati tat siddham bhavishyati sarva advaita upashame cha advaitamiti. Therefore, unless we discard the relativity as absolute one, we can never be established to in the truth. Dvaita upashame means what? Now again take one more example. Eyes or the vision is the cause. Cause is subtle. Colors and forms are effects. They are gross. See, the colors and forms cannot be established without the vision. But vision remains if you remove all the colors and forms. Vision doesn't die. It is the structural eye which undergoes change. Vision never dies. Because vision is not something like the structure of the eye. It is functional aspect. See, friends. Therefore, grossified vision is colors and forms, and the subtle colors and forms are the vision. Therefore, cause and effect are the very heart of this creation. In this manner, totality and individuality, totality is the cause, individuality is the effect. They cannot remain separate from each other. This was the first path, Prathama Pada of the Omkara. Now the second one. Swapnasthanaha antaprajnaha saptangaha ekonavimshati mukaha pravivikta bhuk tejasaha dvitiya padaha. Now the second path is Swapnasthanaha antaprajnaha. The dreamer who is available in the dream, antaprajnaha, he is not looking outside. Antaprajnaha, inside. And again, same saptangaha, ekonavimshati mukha, same what we said earlier, ekonavimshati mukha. And what is his field of experience? Pravivikta bhuk tejasaha. He is experiencing without the availability of the objective world. See? So it is only the mind. The mind itself is becoming the experiencer. The mind itself is becoming the experienced. And therefore, our waking experiences are different from each other. Our dreams are different from each other. See, the waking experience of a lawyer is different. Waking experience of a housewife is different. Waking experience of the student is different. Although we are in the same waking world. But in case of the dream, our dreams are completely different. And where are they? They are within us. Therefore, sapnasthanaha, antaprajnaha, saptangaha, the same seven limbs and Ekonavimshati Mukaha and Pravivikta Bhuk Tejasaha. Now he is experiencing only the subtle imaginary experiences of the worldly objects. Now about this, last time we had done this experiment. This I learned very beautifully in England once I was there. If you look at a bright bulb, like I am looking at this bright bulb for some time, now that brightness of the bulb has made a deep impact on my mind. Then I take away my attention from that bulb and look at you. Now I got two experiences. One experience is that of you, and then after giving the treatment of looking at that bright bulb, now I close my eyes. When I close my eyes, I still see that bright spot. Again, I open my eyes, I see you. So I am alone, becoming a waker when functioning through the eyes, and I am alone, becoming the anta, the pravivikta bhukta tejasaha. Therefore, anta prajnaha. Therefore, I am alone, seeing the brightness, impression on the mind, now also still there. I am seeing the impression of the light on the mind, and I am alone seeing. So the waker and the dreamer, they are separate because of the two conditionings, but essentially it is the one reality which is expressing as a waker when functioning through the external sense organs outside, and when functioning without the usage of the sense organs inside. This is what is mentioned here. Ekonavimshati Mukaha Pravivikta Bhuk Tejasaha Dvitiya Padaha. This is the second aspect of our life. So, waking and dream, waker and dreamer, both of them are supported by the same reality. They become separate because of the two conditionings. When identified with the gross body, we become the waker. When identified only with the subtle body and not with the gross body, we become the dreamer. But essentially, we are the one who are supporting all of them, but not getting influenced by anybody. Now, here also one important principle. Principle is we are not attached to anything in this world. Attachment is an illusion. Nobody is attached to anything because that is not our nature. See, our vision is not attached to colors and forms. Our granendriya, the smelling power, is not attached to any sugandha durgandha. Our mind is not attached to any particular thought. So many thoughts come and go. In the same manner, we are not attached to waking, dream, deep sleep or samadhi. How many times they have come and gone? Nothing happened to us. We are the same. This is what is to be clearly understood by these two mantras. Now we come to the fourth mantra. Sapnasthanaha antapradnyaha saptangaha ekonavimshati mukha pravivikta bhuk tejasa dvitiya padaha. So this dreamer is called technically as Tejasa. The first was Vishwa at individual level and Vaishwanira totality level. Similarly, Tejasa subtle body level at individual and Hiranyagarbha at total. And then we'll come to the causal body and the Ishvara. In this manner, these three will be established as one. The total gross body, individual gross body, they are one. The total subtle body and individual subtle body, they are one. And the total causal body or the Ishvara and individual Anandamaya Kosha, they are one. And when this is established, then you will have a total different perception of the world. See, it is for this purpose we have to study and make our understanding very firm. दर्शन अदर्शन वृत्त्योः तत्वात् प्रबोध लक्षणस्य स्वापस्य तुल्यत्वात् सुषुप्ति ग्रहणार्थम यत्र सुप्त इति विशेषणम. See, now in the waking and the dream, experience is something is available, bhavatmak. See, everything is bhavatmak. This is there, this is there, this is there. But when we come to the deep sleep, it is abhavatmak. Experience of absence. The absence is not an object. Absence of what? Absence of A, absence of B, absence of C. Therefore, in the deep sleep, when supta, in this deep sleep we talk about these absence. Now the question comes, absence of what? Absence of the waking, absence of the dream. That is the sushupti avastha. So darshana, adarshana vruttyoho tattva prabodha lakshanasya swapasya tulyatvad. But when you come to the waking and the dream, in both the places, it is the same principle. See? What is the same principle? In both the experiences, waking and the dream, we are not knowing our essential nature. Tattvasya agrahanam nidra and anyatha grahanam swapna. So according to our Mandukyopanishad, waking and dream are one. Tattvasya agrahanam, not knowing oneself, is deep sleep, sushupti. And anyatha grahanam, mistaking something else. Now our common example, snake and the rope. The snake is seen but not known what it is. Then anyatha grahanam, then we mistake it to be the snake. So this mistaken understanding is the waking and the dream, and no understanding is the deep sleep. Therefore, स्वापस्य लक्षणस्य तुल्यत्वा सुषुप्ति ग्रहणार्थम यत्र सुप्ति इत्यादि विशेषणम. अयं वा त्रिषु अपि स्थानेषु तत्व प्रतिबोध लक्षणः स्वापो अविशिष्टा इति पूर्वाभ्याम सुषुप्तम विभज्यते. Or among the three experiences of Jagrata, Sapna, Sushupti, in all the three of them, not knowing one's essential nature is the sleep. Therefore, technically speaking, whether we are in waking, dream or deep sleep, we are all sleeping. Tattvasya agrahanam. We are not recognizing our essential self. See. Therefore, what is the third path of this Atma? Yatra supto na kanchan kamam kamayate, na kanchana swapnam pashyati, tat sushuptam, sushupti sthane eki bhutaha, prajnana ghana eva anandamaya, anandabhuk cheto mukhaha, prajnaha tritiya padaha. So we have seen the waker and waking world, dreamer and the dream world. Now we come to the third path, the third aspect of our being. Yatra supto na kanchana kamam kamayate. Now what is the deep sleep? Deep sleep is an experience where desire is at zero level. Therefore, what is the waking and the dream? Waking and the dream are where desire is at the highest level. See, these experiments you must be doing, or we have to learn from our experiences. Like many times, I had to catch some flight. Very odd time, early morning. So you have to go to the airport very early. So you prepare everything and then sleep. That 4 hour sleep, you look into the watch 400 times. Only one desire, I should not miss the flight. So that one desire destroys our whole night. And we are carrying the mountains of desire. Whole life is destroyed. And when we give up desires, as in deep sleep, maybe it is temporary. When desire, freedom is attained, that is called as Anandamaya. See? You have desire for a cup of tea, and you are not getting a cup of tea, so agitation. Why don't they keep here? See, they are providing everything so nice. They should keep a nice tea kettle there. Anybody comes for satsanga, he can take a cup of tea and take also. But they don't understand this, Listen, see, because the desire for tea will not allow you to keep quiet. See, friends, and when you have no desires, you are happy. You cannot be enslaved. See, friends, this corruption is only because of the virus of desire. See, friends, in Bhagavad Mahapuran, similar story comes. When Takshaka was there to go and bite our Parikshit Maharaj, then somebody came and tried, not the Takshaka, the Panditji was going to do some yajna so that the snakes cannot come and bite him. So the Takshaka came in the disguise of another Brahmin and he said, look here, how much they are going to give you? They will give me $500. $500? I give you $5,000. Without doing anything, you are getting, go back. See, it's everywhere. See, friends, how these terrorists are, tempted. How much will you like to give to your parents? At least 5 lakhs. I give you 50 lakhs. Take. Go and kill others and get died. See, friends, desires are the only problems in the life of all of us. And therefore, we want to sleep. Sleep is nothing except getting rid of desires. See, when we have a physical burden on our head, like these, our ammas, they carry the hold all, what they call as a purse, it is a hold all. The whole world is in that. And therefore, wherever they go, first thing is do the prana pratishtha of their hold all. And then they can sit. It is a burden. They want to unload it. See, in the same manner, we all have this burden of desires. And therefore, how do we unload the burden of desires? By fulfilling the desire. But we don't understand. By fulfillment of one desire, the virus of desire is not removed. Another desire comes. And therefore, when we go to sleep, no desire, and therefore we merge with the Absolute. Like our phone is plugged with the mains and it gets charged overnight. In the same manner, when we go to sleep, we are plugged to the divine that we are. We get charged. Can anybody say, except the Kumbhakarnas, hey man, I was sleeping for 10 hours, now I am tired? No. Where from that charge comes? Because for that many hours, no desire was entertained. This is the meaning of meditation according to Bhagavan Krishna. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmannevatmana tushtaha sthita prajna sadochate. When we entertain zero desires and we are atmannevatmana tushtaha, we are at peace with ourselves. You are living in meditation. But the fun is, I want to do meditation. Satyanas. Meditation itself is getting rid of the desires. And we have a counter desire. I want to do meditation. Suffer. Therefore, yatra suptaha na kanchan kamam kamayate. In the deep sleep, there is no desire ever entertained. Further, no kashchana swapnam pashyati. That means, what is the deep sleep experience of the prajna? He is neither carrying the problems of the waking, nor he is dreaming anything. Therefore, na swapnam pashyati kaschana. So, what is that experience, therefore? When we are neither awake nor dreaming, that is the deep sleep. Don't go to sleep now. Deep sleep. Deep sleep and abidance in the truth, they are one and the same, except in deep sleep, it is not the absolute bliss, but it is a modified bliss. Therefore, Anandamaya, Maya Matu Pratyay is indicating the modification. Like body is called as Annamaya Kosha. The food modified is called as the body. Pranamaya Kosha. The air modified is called Pranamaya Kosha. Similarly, Anandamaya Kosha. So there are three stages of Ananda. So when you want to go to sleep, now I'm going to sleep. Okay, don't disturb me, don't disturb me. Slowly, slowly. And then when we enter and really deep sleep begins, then it is the Parakashta. Karr, karr. And then somebody wakes up. Come on, and various stages of Ananda. Moda, Ananda, Pramoda. Therefore, it is Ekadeshi. It is limited only during the deep sleep. But the Brahmananda, Paramananda is not conditioned by the waking, dream, or deep sleep. And therefore, yatra supto na kanchan kamam kamayate, na kanchana swapnam pashyati tat sushuptam. And sushupti sthane eki bhutaha prajnana ghana. Be attentive now. Like the daytime, everything is so separate. At night, what happens? All the separateness is merged by the sheet of darkness. So differences are there. And because of the darkness, they get covered. See. So as long as the deep sleep is there, Jagra, Sapna and the worldly problems, they are no more any issue to us. In Sushupti. Therefore, what is the experience there? Sushupstane eki bhutaha prajnana ghana. Then all the differences disappear. They merge under the sheet of darkness of ignorance. See, one experience I always remember about this deep sleep. This happened in Calcutta many, many years before. We went to see some Durga Puja at night, maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. When we were coming back, on the footpath, so many people, everybody is sleeping. So there were some youngsters with me. So I told him, I said, hey, look at it and make one statement. Don't give lecture. So one said, oh, they are tired. Second say, oh, they must have been somewhere, something. I say, enough. Now you make a statement. They ask me. I said, now here, man is not a man. Woman is not a woman. Dog is not a dog. See? All the differences disappear. Therefore, Sushupti sthane eki bhutaha. Therefore, those who are able to experience this oneness in the waking experience, it is awakening. Sushupstane eki bhutaha prajnana ghana. Therefore, it is only experience of knowledge, no experience of differences. Ghana is solid. Prajnana ghana eva anandamaya. And why anandamaya? Anandabhuk cheto mukha. Because his experience object is only bliss. Why bliss? Because there are no blisters around. This experience of yours, it is not created by doing something, but it is an impact of undoing everything. Spiritual practice is not doing something, but undoing all what we have been doing. It is not becoming someone, but unbecoming whatever we have become. And therefore, it is being and not becoming. And being cannot be without knowing. So the ultimate is where knowing and being is one, that is our essential nature. Is it not our experience? I know, I am. And this experience is not in stages. First I know, and then I know I am. No, it is yugapat. It is a simultaneous experience. Because Sat and Chit, knowing and being, they are not two. But when knowing and being they become two, then the samsara begins. And therefore, prajnana ghanaha eva anandamaya, it is temporary, and anandamuk cheto mukha. Now here is the basic difference between Vedanta and the Yoga Sutra. In Yoga Sutra, the importance is given to the Prakriti. And therefore, it is defined. What is the deep sleep or sushupti according to Yoga Sutras? Abhava pratyaya lammana vrittihi nidra. Sleep is that where absence is the object of knowledge. So, according to Yoga Sutra, nidra, deep sleep, is also a thought. And therefore, they say chitta vritti nirodha. That means not only the waking, not only the dream, but also the deep sleep. We have to transcend. Then only the chitta vritti nirodha happens. See, friends. Therefore, here in Vedanta, Anandabhuk Cheto Mukhaha. The attention is not on the absence of the worldly things, but attention is on the source. To understand this, if we take this simple example. This is, for example, Vijnanamaya Kosha, a waker who is seeing the world. Or we can take our mobile phones. When it is showing, when the camera is focused on the worldly things. So it is the outer camera that we are using. And then thereafter, we will be taking the picture outside. See? Now here, this is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. What is seen by this camera is what is on back side, is it not? Camera is looking outside. Now the same camera, we take the inner camera. Now what this camera is seeing? Inside. Exactly the same way. When Vijnanamaya Kosha is extrovert, it is waking and dream experience. When the Vijnanamaya Kosha, discards them and looks within, but there is nothing to see. Because in the dream also we look within. Antascheta. There also we look within. And there we are seeing something or the other. But in the deep sleep, we have withdrawn from the outside. Inside also there is nothing to see, because in the deep sleep it is prajnana ghanaha. All the differences have disappeared. And then undifferentiated conscious bliss is the object of knowledge for the self. Meaning the Chidabhasa is looking at the Chaitanya. See? And therefore, Anandabhuk Cheto Mukhaha. See, friends. So, in case of the waking and dream, objects are other than the experiencer. And there are many. In case of the deep sleep, object is its own source. Imagine our reflection is looking at us. Just imagine, what will be the experience of that reflection? That is the experience of our being. Now that experience will be, I love myself. See? Therefore, prajnana gana eva anandamayaha ananda bhuk cheto mukhaha. Cheto mukhaha, therefore, focusing attention to the source, and pradnyaha tritiya padaha. Therefore, pradnya is the third leg. So we have seen Jagrat Avastha, Jagrat Purush. Waking state, waker. Dream state, dreamer. Deep sleep state, Prajna, deep sleeper. Son, husband, and father. Three superimpose on one man. So the man is the fourth one. And therefore, this Prajna Tritiya Padaha, this is the third experience that we go through. And after this is done, then we come to the Chaturtha Pada. So what is the position of this Prajna? Esha Sarveshara, Esha Sarvajnaha, Eshontararyami, Esha Yonihi, Sarvasya Prabhavapyayehi Bhutanam. Now this Prajna is the source of the total creation. Because Prajna and the Ishvara, they are not two. Like the Virata and the Vaishwanara and the Vishwa are the one. The Hiranyagarbha and the Sukshma Deha, they are one. In the same manner, Ishvara and the Prajna, they are not two, they are one. See, friends. And therefore, those who are abiding in this knowledge, they will never talk the language of differences, divisions, and disintegration. The more we become aware of this, the more this Upanishad is sinking in our system. Now, who is this Ishvara? What is the meaning of Sarveshwara, Sarvajna, etc.? All these points we will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.